The real world is waiting whether our students are ready for it or not. High school students need to be prepared, knowing a little bit about who they are, what interests they have, and learn about their lifestyle choices. And California Career Zone Teachers is your one-stop shop in order to help them do that. And I'm here to tell you about it. California Career Zone offers many unique tools for students. Make sure you have them register and create an account so that they can save their work as they go. When you click here, they can take a variety of assessments. In this category, they can explore job families of over 20 different job sectors, or learn more about their money choices. That way, they'd be able to know exactly what they'll need in order to support their chosen lifestyle. First, we're going to start with taking the variety of assessments, because as Aristotle says, knowing yourself is the beginning of wisdom. Under the Assess Yourself tab, as you can see, there's about 4 different interest profiles that you can take. One is a quick assessment that basically explores jobs based on your personality. Another is the interest profiler that asks what your interests are and then finds the right job for you. Another is the skills profiler that starts with the skills that the student has already obtained through working and then uses those in order to find out new jobs that will be compatible. And then there's also the work importance profiler. This asks what the student is looking for in a job. Let's start with the interest profiler. I've clicked on that tab and now I'm in that particular assessment. We're going to start a new interest profiler. Let's just do 30 questions so we can go through this rather quickly so as to not bore you with how this works. And you're either going to select from strongly like to strongly dislike. So let's get started. That tells the student that there are no right or wrong answers. You answer the questions based on whether you really genuinely have an interest in that activity or not. So for me, let's pretend building kitchen cabinets is an absolute no. Developing a new medicine? Nah. Writing books or plays? Yay! Teach an individual an exercise routine? Maybe. Buy or sell stocks and bonds? A little indifferent. Not really. And keep inventory of records? No. So then we get a summary. And as you can see, it breaks it down into your interests. And if you click on the number 1, you have 3 top ones: artistic, social, and enterprising. For me, I'll click artistic. And then you click on view occupations. And voila! You get a long list of occupations all the way down. So the difference in color here means these are more likely to be of interest to you than these. So, and if you come over here, you can look that the ones that have this icon means that it has a video. They have 1 through 4 job zones. So what that basically means is I'll show you the categories on what each of those mean. 1 stems from a job zone requires little to no preparation, all the way to having to have either a PhD or a master's degree. So, and then you could go in and click on, let's say, childcare workers. And it's really cool because this one actually has a video that we can watch. I'm not going to watch it here, but it tells you a little bit about the job, what it's also called, because you can also look under those different job titles. It also tells you what they do, what do you have to do in order to be prepared. So this is a job zone 2. The wages that usually people in this job field are making, what the outlook is based on the 2014, kind of tells you what the growth of that job is. And then it goes further on to tell you what your interests would be, the work values you would need to have in order to be in this type of position, the things that you would need to know, And here are all the different ways in which people are using it in the industry. So either child care services, amusement and recreation industry, civic and social organizations, etc., etc. Then it also kind of gives you a list of similar occupations and things that they would need to be able to do. Speaking, monitoring, social perspectives. So this is a great way to really go in depth in the different. So teachers, that was an amazing wealth of information, and I just did one tool. So let's go back in so I can show you a few more. So teachers, I'm logged back in, and as you can see, it just told me I didn't even finish my work importance profiler assessment, but we're not going to go into that. We're going to go into exploring job families. I just want to mention a few things about when you're going in this way. If students kind of already have an interest about what they want to do, they can say, for example, if they want to be a graphic designer, go into arts and then look up graphic designer down here. But then with the job zones, I mentioned that 1 being little to no preparation is needed, 5 being master's PhD level is needed. They can adjust these here. So if they know they're going on post-secondary education, they can adjust it to 3 or maybe even 4. If they know that they're not, they can even bring it down here to maybe just give me the job families in 1 through 3. And then also you have here where they have their salary ranges. They could say, hey, you know what, I want to make a lot of money, so let's just only bring up the jobs that's going to require that I'm going to be able to do between $92,000 and $160,000. And then you can also filter by the video and also whether it's a STEM career. So this is also a great way to go in order to explore different jobs. So teachers, this is my favorite part of California Career Zone because oftentimes students don't quite know exactly how much money they're going to be able to need in order to support the lifestyle that they want. They can talk about, oh, I want a big house, or I want a big car, but they really don't at that stage put how much money I'm going to need with to be able to support the lifestyle that I want to live. So that's why I love showing them this part of California Career Zone. And so you could start with the salary, but what I really like starting with is the lifestyle. So I just kind of want to quickly run through this and kind of show you what it's all about. So depending on where they want to live, we are in San Bernardino County, so I'm going to go ahead and click San Bernardino. Usually post-secondary students are living with their family, so I'm going to put living with your parents, and then it kind of gives them a monthly cost over here. Their utilities, they're definitely going to need a mobile phone. They may pay for cable, they may pay for internet, but as you can see, the costs add up over here. So I'm going to go ahead and just put that they're paying only for their mobile phone right now. Then the costs for food, they have these several different categories. I'm going to put that they mostly eat out, but nothing normally too fancy because a lot of kids do eat out, not unless they like to cook. But as you can see, the costs go up pretty drastically on a monthly food cost if you're eating out on a regular basis. Then when you're going into entertainment, most kiddos like going to the movies. I'm just going to say occasionally we'll go out once a week to a movie, but really this is going to be all them completing. Buying new clothes, now here's where I used to get into a lot of trouble, but let's just say that they're only going to be buying work clothes and not really going shopping otherwise. And then transportation, let's hope that they maybe own their own car or taking public transportation, so the costs are not that much. And usually kiddos are able to stay on their parents' health insurance until they're 26, so let's go ahead and assume that they're going to have that, and that they're going to plan to attend a state college maybe and then receive some financial aid. As we can see, I'm sorry, did I choose the right one? I plan to attend a state school and receive some financial aid. There we go. I always encourage students to save, even if they only have about 5% that they're able to save, but 5% is better than nothing. So I always encourage them to save. And any additional expenses that they may have here, maybe they donate to their church But I love that they have this bar down here that kind of shows them exactly how much money they're spending in each of those categories. So let's click on Show Summary. And this is really cool because it breaks down what their monthly spending amount would be. So this person, which is me, what I just did, a little over $1,000 a month. And then they were able to look and see, they give them this nice pie chart of where all the most of their money is going to, and it's going in food. They can always choose to go back into food and maybe change that to saying, you know what, that's too much money, I'm going to go ahead and cook. But this gives them a visual, so they'd be able to see exactly what type of money they're going to be able to need in order to support the lifestyle that they choose. And then also I love it because then you're able to see what the minimum annual salary they would need in order to support the lifestyle that they have. And then you're able to click on going into view and occupations and seeing what occupation supports that lifestyle. And then so there's so many different ways you can work California Career. So honestly, teachers, this was just the tip of the iceberg for California Career Zone. As if I hover over here, you can see that there are colleges and training in your area, fine training. So if you're not necessarily looking for college, but for more like an apprenticeship type thing, you could also go in here and have students explore there. If you hover over decide, you can calculate the cost of college and how much financial aid. There's just so much. Students can actually keep journals with this. They can actually build a resume. They can build a cover letter, their references, make a budget. Just the tools in California Career Zone are endless. So I did everything from the student's perspective, but if you go here and you go into the educator's corner, look at all of this information that's here as well. So you'll have a user guide that comes with a lot of curriculum and lesson plans. In there, different resources in the California Career Center. You can get an educator's account depending on if you're getting an account for more than, let's say, 50 students. Maybe you're doing this for the whole entire school site of high school students. So it's really, really, really a great, great tool. So teachers, I really do hope you enjoyed this presentation of California Career Zone. Use it with your students, use it with your own kids. It's really a great way of exploring and starting that dialogue with students on what they plan to do for life after high school. So I hope you enjoyed the presentation.